Have you ever tried to do the right thing only to watch it explode in your face? I thought I was helping someone get back on their feet. I believed in second chances, in the idea that kindness could change a life. But I was wrong. So wrong. What started as a simple act of charity became the biggest mistake of my life. And in the end, it nearly cost me everything. This is my story, and it's not just about betrayal. It's about trust, regret, and how one decision nearly burned my entire world to the ground. I found him behind the dumpster on the coldest night of the year. I was locking up my cafe, thinking about my warm bed and leftover pot roast, when I heard a coughing fit so deep and raw it stopped me in my tracks. That's when I saw him, a man curled up in a thin jacket, shivering, face pale, eyes sunken like he hadn't eaten in days. If I had gone home that night, if I hadn't looked back, maybe none of this would be happened. But I did. I offered him a cup of soup. That one bowl changed my life forever. He said his name was Craig. Early 50s. Said he'd fallen on hard times after his wife died and he couldn't pay rent. I'd heard stories like his before, but something in his voice, maybe it was the way it cracked when he said her name, made me believe him. I didn't just feed him that night. I gave him a cot in the storage room. I gave him blankets, a place to shower, a fresh shirt. I gave him my trust. That was my first mistake. Craig started working odd jobs at the cafe. Dishes, trash, cleaning. The regulars noticed him, asked questions, but I told them I was giving someone a second chance. Some nodded. Others raised eyebrows. My girlfriend, Lucy, warned me too. "You barely know this man," she said. But I brushed her off. I thought I was doing the right thing. I wanted to believe people could change, that kindness meant something. For a while, it felt like it did. Craig showed up on time. He worked hard. He laughed at my jokes. He started opening up. He told me about his daughter, how she stopped speaking to him after her mom died. He said he missed her. That broke me. I told him maybe I could help him reconnect. I didn't realize he was using those stories like a net, pulling me in. Weeks turned into months. I trusted him enough to give him keys. I let him close the shop a few times. I even left him in charge while Lucy and I took a short trip to visit her folks in Maine. When I came back, the cafe looked fine. Nothing seemed out of place. But the cracks started showing soon after. It began with missing inventory. Bags of coffee beans, bottles of wine, desserts that didn't add up. Then came the cash discrepancies. Small at first. A few bucks here and there. My gut told me something was off. I checked the cameras, nothing. Craig always looked busy, always in the right place at the right time. But the feeling wouldn't leave. Then one night, Lucy came to me trembling. Her purse had gone missing from the back office. She said Craig was the only other person near it. I didn't want to believe it, but I couldn't ignore the pattern anymore. I confronted him. He looked me dead in the eye and said, "I would never steal from you." And I believed him. That was my second mistake. The next time I found out Craig had lied, it wasn't about money or missing things, it was about his past. One of my regulars, Marcia, a retired librarian with a memory like a steel trap, pulled me aside one morning. She squinted. I laughed it off. But her words burrowed into me like a splinter. That night, while Craig was closing up, I surged. I felt sick. I wanted to confront him right away, but I waited. I needed proof. I started watching the footage more carefully. Late night entries. Odd timestamp. And yet, some part of me still wanted to believe there was a good man underneath. Ma. That was the last straw. I fired him on the spot. Told him to pack his things and never come back. He didn't yell. He didn't beg. He just stared at me, expressionless, as if I'd failed him. Then he left. For a moment, I felt relief. Like I'd finally taken back control. But the nightmare wasn't over. Not even close. A week later, my cafe was broken into. They didn't You chose the wrong enemy. I knew it was Craig. I told the cops. Filed the report. They see Lucy was terrified. She begged me. That was my third mistake. Days turned into we. You'll pay. You took everything from him. You deserve this. I changed my number. I installed more cameras. But the fear I didn't just open the door to a desperate man. I welcomed a predator. A chameleon. Then came the worst blow of all. One morning, I opened my email and found a message with no subject line. Just a link. Stupidly, I clicked it. It led to a private blog. A blog filled with photos of me. My home. My cafe. Lucy. Some taken through windows. Some taken when we weren't looking. One photo showed me asleep on the couch. The caption read, "He thinks he is safe." I felt like I was drowning in concrete. How had I let this happen? How had I handed my life to someone who hated me this much? But I wasn't going to be a victim anymore. I had to fight back. I didn't go to the police. I knew they'd ask for proof I didn't have. I didn't tell Lucy I'd already lost her trust once. I needed to handle this my own way. So, I started watching Craig. Not just in the DG. He was living in a cheap motel on the outskirts of town, paying in cash. He had a burner phone. He met regularly with two men, both with criminal records themselves. One for arson. One for assault. My gut told me they were planning something. Something bigger than broken windows or creepy blog posts. And I was right. A week later, just before sunrise, I got a call from my cafe's alarm company. Glass breakage. Motion detected. I rushed there, no police yet, just me and a sinking feeling in my stomach. When I got there, the front window was shattered. Smoke poured out the back. Someone had tried to set the kitchen on fire. A rag soaked in gasoline lay smoldering by the grill. If the fire had caught just a few minutes earlier, the whole place would be gone up. My life, my business reduced to ash. And yet, the worst part wasn't what they tried to burn. It was what they left behind. Pinned to the front door was a photo of Lucy. Taken in real time. She was at the park with her niece. Smiling. Innocent. Oblivious. The message scrawled across the photo made my blood freeze: "You took everything from me. I'll take her from you." That's when I broke. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just snapped into another version of myself. The man who built a business from nothing. The man who once believed in second chances. But this time, I wasn't going to be the nice guy. I was going to end this. I didn't go to the cops, I went to Craig. I waited until dark. I drove to the motel and parked across the street. I waited for his buddies to leave. When I was sure it was just him, I went in. I knocked once. then kicked the door open. Craig stumbled back, shocked, eyes wide. "What the hell are you?" I shoved him against the wall. "You come near her again, and I swear to God, you won't walk away." He laughed. "You think this is about her? You humiliated me. You made me nothing again." "You did that yourself," I growled. He grinned. "No. You showed me who people really are. You don't help out of kindness. You help to feel superior. You're just another man trying to look like a savior." I wanted to hit him. I really did. But instead, I said something that stopped him cold. "I've got everything, Craig. The videos. The receipts. The blog. You want to play games? I'll let the police sort it out this time. And I will press charges." He went pale. For once, the con man didn't have a comeback. I walked out and made the call. That night, the police raided his motel room. They found the burner phone, the blog on his laptop, and a folder full of photos of me, Lucy, and my staff. He was charged with stalking, attempted arson, harassment, and theft. His buddies rolled on him, confirming everything. Craig went back to prison. It was over. Or at least, I thought it was. Lucy eventually came back. We really talked. I told her everything. How I wanted to believe in redemption, how I let my blind hope endanger us both. She didn't say much, just held my hand and whispered, "You tried to do good. That's not something to be ashamed of." But I still think about it every day. I still check the cameras twice before I close up. I still startle when someone lingers too long outside the cafe. And every time someone asks for help, I hesitate. Because that's what betrayal does. It doesn't just hurt you, it changes you. I wanted to believe I was doing something right. That one act of charity could change someone's life. It did. But not the way I hoped.